Welcome to the Power Half Hour for using the HTML editor tool. The HTML editor is used to design course content by creating video notes, typing to content, linking to content, files, videos, audio, and images. In this show, I'm going to show you what a visual editor looks like, how you access it, and how you create one. So the visual editor is actually available through various parts of the platform. You can access it through the overview, through the announcements, on various tools such as assignments and discussions and so on. So it's throughout the platform. However, if you wanted to create course content, that's what we're actually going to focus on. So I have this example module here, and to add a file, which is like a content item to your module, you're going to do upload, create, and then create a file. For this example, I'm going to title it lecture. Now you can begin typing in your visual editor here. However, I recommend that you take a look at the document templates here. I'll send a follow-up email that will display various kinds of templates that are available visually. But if you want to just kind of start looking around, you can select any of them. I'll just kind of click on a few so you can see that they're styled just differently, just slightly. All different color schemes and what have you. So just for this example, I'm going to choose the purple notebook image left. So you can go in and replace any of the text here. I'm just going to do lecture title. We'll pretend this is more profound. You can change these headings, readings, and then you can add, article, and we'll pretend that this is an amazing title here. So you can tell the students, what pages, 30 to 42, and what article title it might be, or places in the book, or whatever other things that they need to access. Then you can go ahead and type lecture material or whatever your title might be. And we highly recommend that you utilize hierarchy in modifying your titles. This is important for accessibility. So rather than select it and go and choose a font size, we recommend that you go over here to your it's defaulted on paragraph because that's normal paragraph text, but you can choose heading 1, heading 2. This lecture title here is heading 1, so we'd probably want to go with heading 2 here. You can choose various ones. I'm going to go ahead and show you what they might look like. They go down in size for each one until they're really tiny. But again, for this example, we'll choose heading 2. So before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to walk you through the various toolbar options. We'll start with the left. We're going to go more in depth in a moment on insert stuff. This is a way to insert videos and embed content and to link to files and things like that. You can insert an image. You can insert quick links, and this takes you to a place where you can link to various tools, content, or files again. You have the ability to insert symbols, lines, or attributes if you have code that you need to share with your students. Again, this is the hierarchy where you can add the various types of formatting to do different sizes. This is ADA compliant and accessible, so we highly recommend it. If you needed to, make certain text bold, you can do it one-off by selecting bold or italic or underlining. We just suggest that for accessibility purposes that you use this sparingly. The screen readers may not tell the student that it is underlined or italicized. Some of them do and some of them may not. You do have the ability to strike through, add subscript and superscript as well. You can indent and outdent content. You can add ordered list and numbered list and then align your content various ways. You can change your font. We have a big list of fonts here. We typically recommend, as you see, Arial. This is very simple. It's easy to read. It's a little bit larger sans serif font, so we actually recommend that you keep it on this one, but feel free to diverge if you would like. You can change font sizes and font color as well. Now, this is something that we definitely recommend being cautious about. Just because the colors are available doesn't mean that it's a great choice. So we tend to recommend that you stay with black or these deeper colors rather than the pastel colors. You'll see that it will tell you if it has good contrast ratio, which is important for accessibility purposes. So this light yellow peach type color is not so good. This would give someone with contrast issues a big problem. So you want your students to be able to view your content, so be sure to choose one of these darker colors. We also have the ability to create tables, which I'll demonstrate in a moment. We have a graphical and math equation editor as well. We have a great undo button and a redo button. You can cut and copy as well. So just to give a little bit more information here, I'm going to say today's topic is about the Koehler Center at TCU. So we'll pretend this is a wonderful paragraph that we may want to emphasize, make that bold. We may want to make TCU underline or italicize, or maybe we want to make that purple. If you have you can just choose a number, or if you have that TCU purple, you can type it in as well, and it will give that color for you. You can add bullet lists, as I mentioned a moment ago. Rather than adding an asterisk or something, we recommend that you use this. This, again, will help users with accommodations who might use a screen reader, who need that formatting to tell them when a list is present. So a bullet list is styled with these little arrows in this particular template, or if you have a number list, it will do that for you as well. You can also insert an image. So I'm going to come down here and insert a new image. You can either search images on your computer, you can add it from a URL, or you can upload from your computer. So I'm going to choose upload and go to my desktop and select this horned frog image. It will load and confirm that it's here. You click add, and then you add your alternate text. This is super important, again, for accessibility purposes. You need to explain rather than image one. You want to say horned frog image, or something that's descriptive. If it's a chart, you need to give a lot of information. Rather than just like TCU photo 1, you need to tell them what it is. Imagine that they cannot see it all, and you need to tell them and describe what that image is. So in this example, it is a picture of a horned frog, so I'm going to put horned frog. And that image will display within your text. Now, this example is going to be really messy, so forgive me. I'm just trying to demo the different tools that are available to you. In the next example, I'm going to show you how you would create a table within your content. So I'm just going to select this little table icon, and we want a 2-column, 2-row table. So I just highlight the cells here and then click, and it will create that table for me. So we'll say this is a table. So I can move the cells by just putting my mouse and dragging each cell area. I can hit tab and create a new row. And I can insert things like an image in there by just dragging. And I could bring content in, again, by dragging. To make that larger, we would have to make the cell larger by just dragging as well. So I'm going to continue our crazy design here, and I'm going to add in some links. So before I do that, because I want to be super sure that nothing happens if I walk away, I want to make sure this is saved. So I'm going to go ahead and save this as a draft, just to make sure that, you know, if my power goes out or something, that my content is saved. So when in doubt, save it as a draft at least, and you can continue working. So back to what we were doing, we're going to create some links. So first I'm going to link to a course file. So that means that I have a file uploaded or one on my desktop that I would like to add to my course. So this is an example of a linked file. So to add a link, we go to the little link icon and we're going to do course file because we want an actual file to link to. So what will show up is a list of files that are already available to us. So for this example, let's go with this PDF, this flight sled kite. Now what we recommend is selecting this tiny pencil icon to show options for that actual link so that we can modify what will appear for our link. So I'll select the options. I can title it. This is the actual text that my students would view whenever they see the link here. So I'm going to say flight sled kite article. We'll pretend that that's what this is. I'm not really sure. So I can title it here, and we want it to open in a new window. This means that when the student clicks on it, it will open a new tab or window so they don't lose their place in your actual lecture content. So I have it open in a new window. I'm going to click Insert, and there is my link. So I'm going to click Save. And we have preview down here. I didn't mention these little icons. We have down in the bottom right, check spelling, which is super important. We can get geeky and go look at the HTML source if you want to go and dig in and see the actual code, or you can preview it. And this is where you can do things like check your links. So if I select that, a new link opens, and here are some instructions for a sled kite, or some information about it. So my link worked. That's good news. I'm going to close the preview, and we'll go back to our visual editor and we'll add a new example. This is an example of linking to content, or we'll say content or tool. So I'm going to go back to our insert links. And you notice that we have all different course materials available. We can link to an assignment, which is like a Dropbox, so I can go there, and any that I already have, I would just select. So we'll go ahead and link to this test assignment. I'll also do or, add another one. I can do tools such as content, checklists, chat, quizzes, all kinds of things. I'm going to this time link to content, and it won't let you link to a module, but it will let you link to a content item or topic. So it's a little silly, but just for example's sake, we only have one item and it's this lecture. I'm going to link to that just so that they can see what it looks like. Again, we want to go to options and do new window and insert. So better example would be if you had multiple items in your course, you would link it to the next one perhaps, or to their discussion that they have to complete, or some other activity that they need to do. So the next one, I'm going to link to a URL. So this is a website somewhere that we want to send the students to. And so what we'll do is we go to our website that we want to link, and you're going to select that address. You can do a copy with your keyboard commands, or you can right click and do copy. And then you'll go back over to your visual editor and select insert link and scroll all the way down to URL. So you paste in the address from the other browser window, and TCU Online website. You will title it. Again, this will be the text that your students will click on, and then always select New Window. Click Insert, and we'll go ahead and save this. I'm going to preview it so that you can view how these links work. So this is an example of a test assignment. This opens in the same window. Remember, we forgot to click the button to open in a new one. So that would be something we would probably want to go back and edit, so that when we test the link, it will take us to a new window that's specific to the submission folder. We can link to content, or we can send them to a website. So it looks like our links are working. So that's good. So the next thing we want to do is insert a YouTube video. So I have a YouTube video available here, and down underneath the description is an embed option. So we select that, and we want to make sure Show More is selected. And I always recommend that you uncheck Show Suggested Videos. Otherwise, it's going to send the students to a mystery video that YouTube decided is related. So always uncheck that just in case. And once you have those settings set, you would just select your embed iframe code. And again, you can use Command or Control C on your keyboard, or you can right click and select copy. And now you'll go to your course in the HTML editor and select Insert Stuff. The easiest way to do this is to go to Enter Embed Code. And in this field, you're just going to paste your content from YouTube. Again, you can right-click and select Paste, or use your keyboard and do Command-V on a Mac or Control-V on a PC. Then you'll click Next. It'll give you a preview of your video to make sure that it worked, and then you just click Insert. And your YouTube video is embedded within your content. The next option we have is to actually record a video yourself. So we have this tool with an Insert Stuff for Video Note. So this will come up with, hello, a video preview, and you can select New Recording. This is an example of me recording a video of myself using the Video Note tool. When you're done, you click Stop Recording. It will give you a preview, and then you just select Next. It will ask you to give a title and a description. Again, this is very important for accessibility purposes. I'm going to just title this Carrie's Example Video of Using Video Note. And in the description, we would want to give a full explanation of what is happening. If you have a transcript, it would be great to paste it in here. Otherwise, you should link that later. So I'm just going to, for example, say description here, because this is kind of a non-video, just as an example of using the tool. I'm going to select Next. The media file is being transformed, and I can either click Refresh Preview or go ahead and insert it. So this has my video here on the screen. We didn't have to do any crazy embedding. It just popped it in for us. Once you have that, you can click Publish or continue to save it as a draft, and that will allow you to either make it live to your students or come back to it later. You notice also there's a Notify Students that the content changed checkbox available to you. So if you made significant changes to this item and you wanted the students to see it because they may have already accessed it, you can check that box, and when you click Publish, it will reveal to them that something changed. They'll get a notification. So this was a slightly messy example, but I wanted to make sure that you saw many different options for this tool. And I'm going to take a minute and show you what the video actually looks like. Please excuse the candidness of it.
This is an example of me recording a video of myself using the Video Note tool.
When you're done, you click stop recording. So it plays very easily for your students. Your YouTube video will also play for your students. They don't have to leave the platform, which is fantastic, so you keep them locked in on your content, which we find is very important. So that wraps up the HTML editor Power Half Hour. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Otherwise, please review the email that we're sending afterwards so you can see all of our helpful information and resources about this topic. Thanks. Have a good day.